Hi everyone, my name is Sumedha Mohan and I'm a high school junior from Lagos, Nigeria. Today, I'm here on behalf of the Teen Pop magazine. The Teen Pop magazine, which is the first online magazine for high schoolers that allows young aspiring journalists to build their writing portfolio, share their voice, and receive peer feedback and mentorship in the editorial industry. If you would like to write for them, please check their website, theteenpop.com. Today, I'm in conversation with two fabulous dancers, Riti Singh and Roshni Desai from the organization Stories Told Through Movement. STTM consists of two dancers, Roshni and Riti, who believe in the individuality of every dancer and style. They aim to teach storytelling and how to create emotion through any choreography by collaborating with, teaching to, and learning from other artists. Stories Told Through Movement is a safe dance space where artists from all backgrounds can come together and learn new ways of movement. They teach fusion styles of dance and wish to change the landscape of the American dance industry by spreading Indian culture and styles of dance through creating accessible classes and choreographies for dancers who may or may not have prior experience with these forms of movement. This interview is in collaboration with the Teen Pop magazine initiative, Grow with the Teen Pop campaign. Grow with the Teen Pop campaign is an initiative that supports NGOs in terms of marketing and PR services free of charge. If you wish to be a part of Grow with the Teen Pop campaign, do check our website, theteenpop.com. So, Riti and Roshni, how are you guys doing today?
Good. We are doing good. We're really excited for this interview. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, I'm so glad to be in conversation with you guys today, and I really hope that during this pandemic, you guys have been keeping well and safe.
Yes, definitely. Always trying to keep safe. It's very scary, and I just feel like we're just trying to do our best, as I think everyone else is. So, yeah.
Same with you.
Yes,
Same with you. It is
absolutely.
tough, but yeah.
That's brilliant. So let's get down to this interview. So,
Yes.
firstly, why don't you guys tell us when you first started dancing?
Yeah, so I'll start. I started at Bharatanatyam at the age of 4, and I think it started as kind of a fun activity to really meet other dancers and other young Indian American kids. And my parents really put us in there because they were immigrants of India, and they just wanted us and me, I would speak for both of us,
Yeah.
to connect with our culture, and I think it's helped us a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I agree. So similarly to Roshni's parents, for them, it was really important for them to have their kids find ways to connect back to their culture and stay rooted in those practices and learn about Hindu mythology. And so I think that's the initial reason why they wanted to put me and Roshni's parents, I'm sure, into Bharatanatyam. And what it really meant to me then was, I mean, I was really young. I started at the age of 4 as well. So I didn't really know what was going on initially. I was just doing it just to do it. I was like, my parents put me in this, I'll do it. But, as I grew up, I definitely started, some of my best friends have come out of dance, and it
Mhm.
definitely became an after school activity that I looked forward to. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. That brings me to my next question. Initially, all our parents, I think they put us into some kind of extracurricular activity when we're younger, to keep us occupied. So we do it as a hobby, then, as a pastime. But when you grow older, it starts to mean something to you. It has some sort of importance in your life. So why don't
Yeah.
you just express to us what it means to you now?
Yes, certainly. So, yeah, as I've grown up, I feel like I definitely started making Bharatanatyam more of my own, and I started really appreciating the art form and what it had to offer, like all the specific mudras, all the expressions. Like it's so beautiful, all the small little details of the art form, and I really started delving into that and enjoying that, and then making it into my own art form. And I think it definitely became more of a passion of mine. And instead of it just being something I wanted to do once a week in class, it started becoming something I wanted to do every day. And it's become something that helps me, express myself. Also, it's a way for me to impact my community and give back to my community. And it's definitely something that I always think is worth it.
Yeah, similarly to
Absolutely.
Rithi, I agree with everything that she said. I think that when you grow older, dance becomes more of just, at least for us, it became more than just a hobby. It became a passion that we want to pursue as a career. And so I think what really changed that for me is how much time that we would spend doing it. I think it just tells you how much you love something, no matter what I was doing in my life, whether it was school or work. There was there was always time for dance somehow. There was always 8 hours and extra in the day for me to do dance, and I made that time. So I think that that really showed how much passion and love that we did have for it. And I think that dance is also therapeutic in a sense. You feel kind of whole, and you feel um, there's different topics, different things going on in your life. Dance can almost heal that. I feel.
Absolutely. I mean, your organization, which says to convey emotions through movement, I believe that is essentially what dance does. You just have to interpret it the way you want. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
absolutely, very true. So, could you tell us a little bit about your organization and what it aims?
Yeah, so STTM, Stories Told Through Movement, started in 2018 as a project to kind of connect with dancers, really learn their style of movement, see how they kind of will convey a story. I think that as we've grown, as STTM has grown, Riti and I have kind of taken over STTM in terms of we will choreograph, we kind of create our visions, and we actually now ask people to kind of be part of our project. It's not the other way around. So it's just been such a fun process to learn for us and grow. And we've just learned so much. And Riti will share us our mission of STTM.
Yeah, so I'm going to read you the purpose of SCTM. And so the purpose of Stories Told Through Movement is to create a safe dance space where artists from all backgrounds can come together and learn new ways of movement. We want to teach fusion styles of dance, such as Indian contemporary and Indian hip hop, to highlight the intricacies of both Western and Indians or South Asian styles of dance. And earlier in your introduction that you very well put, you read out our mission statement, which is essentially that we believe in the individuality of every dancer and
Yes.
style, and that we want to combine both Indian and Western styles of dance and make those types of choreographies and art forms more accessible. Especially in the American dance industry, we really want to change the landscape of the American dance industry and normalize Indian styles of dance and make it so that people who may have experience with Bharatanatyam and people who don't, or any other type of Indian style of dance, appreciate it and are comfortable and willing to learn it and have
That is
fun with it.
so wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming to our next question, your new
Thank
series
you.
Thank
Thank
coming
you
you.
out.
so much.
Um,
Yes.
your new
Yes.
series is coming out, like I just mentioned. So, can you tell us what it is about and what it wishes to convey?
Yes, so we actually released a piece about drug addiction and drug abuse with a friend of ours who is an actor. His name is Sachit Grover in December of 2020. So all 4 parts are actually up, and it is a combination of a short film series and also included with dance. And we hope that it kind of sheds light to this really heavy topic, but I think combining acting with dancing, it kind of not only shows the literal interpretation with script and actual talking, but also the interpretive meaning of how people are feeling through dance, because obviously you don't speak through dance. It is all emotion and how you feel.
Yeah, and it was our first time acting. So it was Sachin is a very good actor, but for us it was a little tough, but it
Definitely.
was fun and it helped push our comfort zone a little. So it was fun. But the reason why we actually picked the issue of drug addiction itself is because we just felt like this was such a pervasive issue in our society and in our communities throughout the world. And more often than not, it is highly stigmatized. You know, people often look down on people who suffer from drug addiction, or people don't talk about it. And we just really wanted to break down that stigma and show that, you know, drug addiction isn't a choice. You know, it's a serious mental health issue that afflicts people of all races, you know, socioeconomic statuses, sex, gender, anything.
Right.
And it should be something that is talked about more so that we can provide accessible resources to these people who need help. And maybe then, like, we can, we can destigmatize the issue. It can be more open in society, and people can really get the help that they need.
That is so inspiring, and it is so creative to use social issues happening around you in the world and convey it through something that you love doing, because you're not just doing what you like, but like you said, you're spreading so much awareness. So it's just amazing. It's brilliant.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
we really hope that like our art can be used as a vehicle to have conversation and maybe even sometimes make people a little bit uncomfortable with the realities of what's going on in our society just in general. So yeah, thank you so much. That
Yeah,
means
thank
so
you.
much to us.
You're most welcome. So, we all know that a career in dance, music, any creative field for that matter, it's not very. It doesn't take a very easy toll on you, particularly on your everyday life. So, why don't you tell us how dancing affects your daily life?
Yeah.
Yeah. So since we started STTM, it's pretty much been like a full-time job. We spend at least minimum 40 hours a week on it. And from working on choreography to practicing to figuring out production details, to social marketing tactics, to also, of course, training. I mean, we have to continue to train every day, to continue and grow as dancers. It can be a lot sometimes on top of all our other regular stuff in life. Um, but it's something that I feel like Roshni kind of said earlier, it's something that we always make time for, and it's something we enjoy. Like I, as tired as I may be, I don't mind putting in the extra 5 hours at the end of the day to do something towards STTM, because it really matters to me and it's something I love.
Right. Yeah, it's always worth our time and our efforts. And although maybe things are kind of cut out of our lives, I think it is just something we've decided to take on. And sometimes, of course, it can be frustrating, but it's just so gratifying. And when you see the end product and what we're trying to do, no matter how many followers or we can get caught up in this world, it's all worth it because all these projects mean so much to us.
That is so inspiring, and I really hope and I wish all the success to you in anything that you do and touch.
Thank
So,
you.
all the best to you guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. You're too sweet.
I know.
All right. So, moving on to our next question. Being professional dancers, being trained in just one field isn't enough. So, why don't you each list out what all dance forms you guys are trained in and talk about which one you are best at, which one's your forte?
Yes. So I started at the age of 4 doing Bharatanatyam, like I mentioned earlier. Um, I did it for about 14 years when I was at home under my teacher, my guru, Chola Thakur, and I completed my Arangetam. When I moved out to college, there was this huge gap in my heart, not being able to do dance with my guru. And so I took on a minor in Western dance styles, which was super different and new for me, where I learned contemporary ballet, hip hop, jazz, things of that sort of nature. And I was also on a dance team to still connect with my Bollywood Indian roots, which was a Bollywood fusion dance team, which I co-captained with Riti. Um, so yeah, and then after that, after being out of college, I feel like it's also a different type of setting where you still want to be a part of it and you don't know how to. And so, yes, after STTM started, obviously me and Riti continued training, and we are training in a New York dance academy called Broadway Dance Center.
Yeah. So similarly to Roshni, started training Bharatanatyam at the age of 4 and continued that for many years. And I'm still continuing that to this day. Um, and was involved in many of my dance teachers' productions. Also, my dance teacher was Guru Radhika Acharya. Sorry, I forgot to mention that earlier. And so, yeah, trained in Bharatanatyam and folk styles. And then once I entered college, I also joined the dance team that Roshni was talking about. It's Michigan State Spartan Zaria. So it's a Bollywood fusion dance team. And there we were learning styles like Bollywood, Bhangra, contemporary, hip hop. And then out of college, I started training also from Broadway Dance Center in Western styles, like contemporary, ballet, and jazz. And we're continuing to do that. Oh, and sorry. Also recently, last fall, I started training in Kathak, which I'm really excited about because that is something I've wanted to do for a long, long time. So yeah.
It is so very inspiring, because being in a Western country, you would you don't know imagine and think that you'd start adapting to their way of life and their styles, but it is so inspiring to see that you're still sticking to your roots back in India. And I really hope that everybody takes a lot of inspiration from what you've just done.
Yeah, that's what made us who we are. If we didn't have Bharatanatyam or Indian dance styles, we wouldn't be the dancers definitely that we are today.
Absolutely brilliant. So how long on an average does it take you guys to choreograph one routine?
Yeah, so it really depends. So some of our pieces are very heavily production based. So there's like multiple aspects to it. There's costumes, venues, different videography, editing, all that kind of stuff. So for those pieces, I would say it takes a really long time. Like, so for example, our series on domestic violence, from the initial vision that we had to actually releasing the piece, it took about like 6 to 8 months in total to fully complete. And that's because I feel like that was a topic that was also really hard to explore through dance. So when we choreographed it, we did multiple rounds of choreography because we felt like every time we were like, we can change something, or we don't really like this, or we don't really like that. So I would say, yeah, for production pieces, it can take a few months to choreograph and complete fully.
And then for smaller choreographies that are more like technique based or just focused on the choreography, maybe not so heavily like with all the costume and all jewelry and the venue and all of that, I would say maybe from start of choreography to videotaping to editing, it would probably take around 3-ish weeks for us.
All right, amazing. So you guys have done a lot of choreographies, right? So which one is your personal favorite?
Yeah, so Riti and I talk about this a lot. It's very, very hard for us to choose. I think that the pieces that bring about the most emotion, I think the domestic violence piece and obviously this recent drug abuse piece are ones that just hold something really special to our heart, because that's ultimately the route we want to go into a little bit of activism and using our art to speak out. So those definitely mean so much to us. And those are the ones that, like Riti mentioned, we pour most of our, or a long time into, I will say.
Yeah, we really poured our heart and soul into those pieces, and we really felt like we were impacting our community with those pieces. So I think it meant something special to us. But in terms of just in terms of choreography, also, I feel like one of our favorite pieces is Heartless, because it was like our first, or one of our first, like Indian hip hop fusion pieces. And I feel like it was just it explored Durga and all the different forms of Durga, and it was just recording that one and choreographing that one.
Yes.
Wonderful. So this next question that we have, it's one that has many opinions. So if you guys have different opinions, please feel free to voice them out separately. Do you think every aspiring dancer should have some form of classical training?
Yes, so that is definitely something that I feel like is talked about often. So in my personal opinion, I feel like Bharatanatyam is definitely something that has made me into the dancer that I am today. You know, it really shaped who I am and how I express through dance. Um, but that is not to say that that is how it should be for everybody. I think every type of dance style and an art form has something to offer. And if you don't want to learn Bharatanatyam, you shouldn't have to. You know, like I enjoy learning Bharatanatyam, and that's why I continue to train in it. But if you enjoy learning a different style of dance, that's totally okay, because I think every style of dance can teach you that same discipline that any other art form can. And I don't think any specific dance style is above the other, you know?
Yeah, no, I would say I agree with Riti. It's hard when you do learn classical dance styles at a young age, because I think it was definitely a foundation of how I was able to take on these other dance styles. It was definitely a really, really good foundation for me. And so I think that as a newer dancer, if you want to learn a classical style, I think it would be very helpful. Although not everyone wants that same thing out of dance. You know, sometimes sometimes dance can be fun and we can forget that. And so I think that if you want to go out and learn hip hop or jazz, or you want to go learn Bollywood, whatever your Bhangra, whatever your dance style is, I think that you should go and do that. I think that there's, again, so much technique that we forget that are in these quote unquote fun styles that you can still learn so much from. And so, yeah, I definitely don't think that it should be required that you need to know classical, but it has definitely helped me.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. Like you said, mostly people tend to mask the discipline that these fun styles give because they're so fun to do. But
Exactly.
I think yes, everybody should remember that every style has its own set of rules and disciplines and fun elements that it has to offer. So yeah, I absolutely agree with you guys.
Yeah.
So moving on to our next question, is it better to focus on a particular style of dance, take classes mainly in that and audition for that style, or is it better to try a variety and audition for a fusion?
Yeah, so again, I think I'm a little bit biased just because how we grew up in this Indian American society that in America. So I think that for me, I definitely would say learning a fusion or a multitude of different styles was helpful. I think that not only in kind of performative aspects, you learn so much different things from each different style. You know, you learn um, strength and just sharpness from Bharatanatyam. You learn fluidity from hip hop. You learn having good expressions from just there's just so much that you can take from so many different styles that I believe that it's made me a better dancer every time I push myself. And kind of being in the uncomfortable will always push you no matter where you are. You don't have to be the best in that style. But I think that always being uncomfortable makes you better. So yes, I would say definitely for me, it would be the multitude of different.
Yeah, and I agree. But I think it ultimately depends, like I said, what you want out of dance. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to learn, if you just really feel like calling to one style, I mean, then you should just do that style. There's no need for you to learn anything else. But if you are trying to dance more professionally, I would say, or if you're really trying to improve on your choreography, I think having a bunch of styles underneath your belt really helps you because it just offers you more ways of movement, and you can experiment with those types of movement to create these niche forms of choreography like Indian contemporary or Indian hip hop. And I think commercially, like if you're trying to dance professionally, I think we've always been told by our mentors that versatility is a very important skill to have, and it's really looked for in the industry. And so that's definitely something highly regarded.
Yeah, very true. If you want to stand out in the industry, you must have your own USP. And I believe that is what training in a variety of forms is going to get you to achieve. So, yes, absolutely.
Yes, but you have to stay committed. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. If you're going to learn
Yeah.
multiple styles,
Yeah.
you have to make sure you're committing to every single one individually, because like we said earlier, every style has special things that you need to learn and master, so you can't just say, oh, I'll learn it later, like, oh, I'll like learn half of that style and half of this style. No, you really got to commit.
Yeah, I think that Riti and I have this hardship sometimes with because we grew up doing Bharatanatyam and we have this really strong basis and we feel good about kind of excelling in Bharatanatyam. It is also important to us if we teach contemporary, we teach hip hop, that we're teaching the basis and the actual roots of where that is coming from and not just a version that we are making up. It is important to know that technique. And so again, like Riti was saying, I think that line is very, very gray. But again, dance can just be fun. So we don't always have to take it so seriously. I feel like everyone needs to do what makes them just the most happy.
Yes, absolutely. Every dancer expects something different from why they pursue dance. So,
Exactly.
again, just, they should just follow their heart and do what they wish to achieve from dancing.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right, so let's move on to a little bit of fun, the rapid fire round. All right,
Yes.
so you guys can either answer it separately, individually, or you guys can answer it collectively. That's up to you.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're ready, then I'm going to start shooting.
Okay,
We're
let's
ready.
do it.
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Right. Your favorite male and female dancers.
Okay, so there's a lot. So we really like I really like Swara. She's originally from India and moved to America. She's really good. She won Dance India Dance. Who else?
So American dancers we like that are female is Galen Hooks and Janelle Janistra. They're big storytellers. And then male dancers from India, I really love Jano Mehta. He actually moved to California.
Yeah, Janil Mehta, Amit Patel. Oh, also another female artist we like is Brenda Guha. She's really
Yes.
into Indian contemporary. Yeah.
Yes. Wonderful. So your favorite song to dance to.
Okay, so my ultimate favorite song in the whole world is Chaya Chaya. And I have a vision for a piece for us to do Chaya Chaya, which I think I've told you about. So I think I really want to dance. That's probably my favorite song to dance to.
I don't think I
Right.
have a particular song that I love to dance to, but to be honest, when Garba comes on, I love the community factor, how everyone just stops what they're doing and all immediately knows what to do. I think it's so heartwarming. And so yeah, I will definitely say as a community factor, any Garba song.
Yes, absolutely. What was your hardest step to master while dancing?
Okay, I feel like we could both agree with this. We're still
Yes.
struggling with it right now. Pirouettes in contemporary. It is so hard. It's just
Yes.
like Bharatanatyam, you balance on a one like leg, but you're doing a pose. But here you're spinning and you're trying to do like 3 pirouettes at once, and I'm like, I can't do it. We're struggling.
Yes, I would definitely agree with Riti on that one. That one's probably the hardest for me as well.
Yeah, and rightly so. So, what was your memory of your first performance?
Okay. So I think my first memory was I think I was like 2, some very young age, and I was performing at our local temple for Vande Mataram. It was like an Indian cultural show. I was waving around an Indian flag.
For me, I don't remember. I started at the age of 4, so I don't really remember my first performance. But I do actually have on tape. My sisters are older than me, and I did Ganesh Stuti for their Arangetram. I think I was about like 5, 6 years old, I would say. And so, yeah, that's definitely my first videotaped memory that I still hold on to. That I just look like a little baby doing
Oh my God, that would have been so adorable.
that.
All right, so that concludes our rapid fire. Let's move on to the next question. What
Mhm.
are the right steps to take dance as a career, and how should one go about them?
Yeah, so I think that this is actually even a hard question for Riti and I to answer. We are so new to this kind of industry, I would say. I don't think we've cracked the code or can give anyone really great advice. But I think really what keeps us going is to just stay so focused. That is to choreograph and to teach. And what's helped us grow these past I would definitely say 2 years is that we just have not given up, and that's where we see the most growth. And I think that like you said earlier, when you choose um dance as a career, it can be hard, especially in South Asian immigrant communities, to kind of show your love for that, because the arts is not always so much valued. Honestly, even here in America it is like that. So what I would say is that just never forget why you love it. You can get into this mindset of, there's so many people better than me, there's so much going on, but no, you have something to offer. And I think that's what keeps Riti and I going, and kind of just motivates us to continue growing.
Yeah, I think like Roshni said, we're still trying to figure out our own path. But from what we've learned so far, and from like speaking to so many different mentors and people who work in the industry currently and have had
Mhm.
success, there really is no one path. There's no
Right.
one path to success. Everybody does something different. Each of these artists have found a different way to make it to make success, and that success is whatever you want, right?
Exactly.
Success looks different to everybody, so whatever you want, they found different ways to come to that. And like Roshni said, I think you really have to remember why you started in the first place, because you will have a lot of hard days, or you will have days where you're like, what am I doing? Like, why am I just not doing, all the other things I could be doing right now instead of doing dance, you know? But you just really have to remember why you started, why you love dance, and keep remembering that and go from there.
I think for Riti and I, we always try to stick to this motto of uh, whether we're teaching or whenever we do start really teaching heavily, or even now, if there's 2 people viewing our video or 2 people in our dance class, it should be as gratifying as if we have a sold out class and millions of followers. That gratification should be the same because we're doing what we love. And so I think that is important to keep in mind, to keep you sane and to remember that you're doing this because you love it and not because people are telling you have to do it.
Yes, absolutely. And I must just say, your confidence and your energy is just so motivating. I mean, there's no way that people watching you just don't boost their morale immediately, because that's the kind of vibe that you guys give out. And I believe that is going to be one of the major things that people are going to take away from this video, because, just keep smiling, because what you're doing is what you love, and that hard work always gets paid, right? So, just always hold on to that hope, and I think you'll just reach where you want to go eventually.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Like, even this interview, I think it's so cool that we get to connect with you from someone who lives across the world, you know, and we're in America, you're Nigeria, but it's so cool that we have this opportunity to talk and get to know each other. And that's all we want out of dance.
Exactly.
I am so glad to have been able to speak to you, and this has been such an informative as well as a fun session. So thank you so much, Riti and Roshni, for joining us today here. And it was an immense pleasure being able to interact with you guys. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
It means the world to us that you would even ask us any questions.
All right. So if you guys would want to know more about Riti, Roshni, or the STTM, please stay tuned with the Teen Pop magazine.